Okay, let's get back on track. We've got some ball pythons to breed here. Hi guys, it's Rob from Royal Balls. I've got a couple of snakes that I need to pair up tonight. Both these males were paired up last week to a different female, and they are going to two females, so I'm going to pair them up tonight. I'll show you how I introduce them to the tubs. I'll walk you through the process, and I've got some good video from last week's pairings of some snake behaviour and what to watch out for in these initial pairings. So let's get after it. Let's put these two snakes together with their females. So the first snake that we're going to pair up is this banana clown, who is also het for albino, and I have a possible double het albino clown female for him to go to. So this is the male, and we're going to take him and put him in the female's tub. This is the female that he's going in with, and you can see that she's both bowl wrapping and laid quite uncomfortably, so it does look as if she's giving me signs that she's building. So I'm going to introduce the male, and I'm going to let the male go into the tub by himself. This is a technique that Joe Tully showed to me, and so we let the male snake, go into the female's tub by himself. We don't just stick him in there. And you can see that he's going in there quite readily. He is already scenting the female, and what we want him to do is to get in there and dominate this female for the time it takes for him to mate with her. So we're going to introduce him here, and I can already see from the speed that he's going into the tub and his interest in the female that these guys will probably lock. The female is looking nice and chunky, very thick. And what we're going to do is introduce him and close the tub, and we'll come back in about half an hour or so, because I just want to make sure that this male is actually dominating the female and not being told to go away. You'll notice the female tub is not completely clean. There are some urates in there. This tub is definitely her territory. It's her scent, and he is going to go to her, and you can see he's already tail wagging here. This is looking very promising. The male is already wrapping around the female. He's not wasting any time at all. So we'll come back in about half an hour and look at those. And we'll just put a tag on the tub. This tag is a green tag to tell me that this female is being bred this season and that she needs pairing routinely. And this black and yellow tag tells me that there is currently a male in her tub. So at a glance I can see which tub has got the male in. The next male that we're going to pair up is this reluctant fellow here. This is an Enchy Cypress Ivory, and he looks just like an ivory. So again, same routine. He's going to be paired up to a normal girl who did not breed for me last year, and this male was very reluctant last season. This is his second season, so we're going to give him a try again. We're pairing him with a normal girl to try to separate out the Cypress gene. It's the Cypress gene that we're after. Everything will be yellow belly because he's ivory, and we have the possibility of Enchy as well. So let's put him in with the female up here. She is in this tub up at the top, and she is currently buried under the paper at the back of her tub. So we're going to do the same thing again. We'll let the male go into the tub by himself, and I do expect that this one is going to be a little trickier. He's not going to want to go into the tub. This male is a little bit reluctant, and I'm not so certain that he's actually going to lock with the female. But he is going into the tub himself. He is curious. So get in there, boy, and do your stuff. very hesitant, very different to the first male that we put in. That first male, I have no doubts at all about the outcome of that pairing, but you can see that this male is already quite reluctant, so this is one that we're going to have to watch quite closely, and it's that I want to show you in the rest of the video. What to watch out for when a male is rejected by the female. Now he is very slowly moving into the tub of his own accord. This is good. Yep, there he goes. Notice that I'm letting the snake go in itself. I'm not just plonking it in the tub and forcing him to go in there. He's going in by himself. Although this one is definitely not as enthusiastic as the first guy was. But there he goes. And again, close the tub now that he's in by himself. Green tag for a female that's being bred this season, and a black and yellow tag for a female that has a male in her tub. Okay, so we'll come back in about half an hour and check on these guys just to make sure that they're going to be okay for the rest of the night together. Okay, it's about an hour later. Let's just check up on these guys before we go to bed and leave them to it. The lights are a little bit brighter than I would normally do for this exercise, but we're shooting a video, so let's take a look at the two snakes I paired up. This is the first male, the banana male, that was quite enthusiastic about going into the tub. And if we check these guys now, you can see that he is in the dominant position on top, and his body is wrapped around the female. So whilst they haven't locked yet, these guys will. By morning I'm pretty certain that these guys will have locked. He will work his way round, and eventually we'll have a lock with these guys. So this is good. This is a good sign. I can leave these guys for the night. And this is the more reluctant male that was not keen to go in earlier. And I can see that the female and the male have actually swapped locations. The male is now at the back of the tub underneath the newspaper, and the female is at the front of the tub. So this is not looking too hopeful. You can see the difference in the body language of the snakes when they went into the tub, and the difference in the body language now that they're in the tub. This female is not actually requesting the male to leave quite yet. She's very interested in the camera, not very interested in the male, and the male's not very interested in her. So for the time being I'm going to leave these guys. She's not pinned him down or pinned him to the back of the tub, but I fully expect this pairing will end up with the female requesting the male to leave. So we'll have one good pairing and one not so good pairing here. Okay, we'll leave these to it for the night because they're not actually competing for space yet, but I expect by the morning they probably will be. But let's just leave them to it for tonight. This is neutral rather than negative, so I'm going to leave them, but the signs are not looking too great. So guys, let's take a look at this one. This is first thing in the morning. This is the one that was very positive when we went to bed last night. Still positive this morning. The male is in the dominant position, and you can see that they are actually lined up. I don't know whether they have locked or they will lock, but you can see they're lined up tail to tail. Male in the dominant position on top of the female. This is good. I'm going to leave them to get on with it. close that. And I can already see the other one here. I can already see the female is at the front of her tub, and the male presumably is right at the back. So here she is, and there he is, right at the back. So this is not good. I'll leave them a little while longer and then maybe remove the male later, because obviously this female in here resents the intrusion. So it's only a matter of time before she decides she's going to kick him out. These two are not going to pair, so they may as well be removed. We've seen how you can introduce a male and read an awful lot into how that pairing is going to go based upon the male's body language when he goes in the tub. And we've just seen a couple of pairings here where one male was very reluctant and it was obvious that pairing was not going to go very well, and I did pull the male out within 12 hours because I did not want that male to get stressed out. The other pairing, we saw that the Badana Clown male was very keen to go in with the female, and that pairing was actually successful. It took them about 24 hours before they actually locked, but in the sequence of photos that you can see, the male was always dominant, and after about 24 hours they did actually lock, and they remained locked for 12 hours, and immediately after that you saw a shift in body language, and I removed the male from that pairing as well. There is no point pushing a male beyond his welcome in a female's tub. As soon as you see the role reversal and the female dominating the male, get the male out. It will help you to keep your males on food, it will reduce the amount of stress that's on your males, and they will be better breeders because of it. Now, what I want to point out today is some of the behaviours that we see immediately after a pairing, and how important it is to observe your snakes after you separate them. So the male snake went back into a tub over here, and the females are over here. So you can see that they're separated by quite a big distance. They're still in the same room, and there is no doubt that all the snakes in this room can smell the other snakes, but they're not next door. She kicked him out and he's gone over here, so he's not close. So what I want to do now is to have a quick look at the male. What I like to do with my males when I put them back into their tubs is to make sure that there's some of their scent in the tub. So the tub is not cleaned or refreshed. They go back into the tub that they came out of, and they know that they're home. And what I'm looking for here is for the male to actually be settled. So you can see that the tub is a little dirty. It has some urates in there, which are his scent. And he has in fact settled down to the back of his tub. He's not pacing his tub, he's not nervous, although we have woken him up and he's not very happy about that. but he has settled back into his tub. He's not pacing, he's not at the front of the tub, he's not trying to get out, he's settled back into his tub. There is one thing that concerns me. I offered food yesterday and he did not eat. He refused food and he has not eaten for 3 weeks, so he's due to eat. So that's my first warning sign that I need to keep my eye on this male. He is settled, but he didn't eat, and he's going to 2 females, so I need to be a little bit careful. This is a first time male. He's not as large as he might be, although he is mature and doing the job for me. I just need to monitor, rest him for a week or 2 and feed him before he goes back in with the females. So this male is doing good, he's okay. Let's take a look at the females. And what I want to see here in my females, I'm going to open the tub, but the objective of opening the tub here is to try to ascertain at a glance, without disturbing them too much, what the female is actually doing. Now in the wild, a female would find a nice safe spot to hide. She would go to ground, often for months at a time, and her job is to hide. Her job is to build those follicles, find a nice safe place that she can actually nurture the follicles, lay her eggs and produce her young. That is her job. She does not go looking for males in the wild. So do not misinterpret your snake's behaviour. If you see a female that's unsettled in her tub, remember that in the wild her job is to find a nice hole, go to ground, stay safe and not move. The males go to her. They'll breed with her, and as soon as she's been bred, she will kick the male out. And it's our job to make sure that we recognise those signs, remove the male as early as possible so the female remains nice, safe and secure in her tub. So what I'm looking for here is a female that's relaxed in her tub. She's not pacing her tub. Again, I do not want to see the female right at the front of the tub wanting to get out, because that tells me that she's unsettled. She no longer feels safe in her tub. So let's take a look and just have a look. You saw that we did remove the male nice and early after he'd paired, so I am expecting these females to have settled straight back down after their pairing. They're not going to be pacing their tubs. So let's have a look. I'm going to do this very briefly. We'll get a snapshot of what the females look like. So here's the first female. If we open the tub, she is awake, but she's not pacing the tub, she's not trying to get out, she's settled. So I'm going to leave her. That's her nice, safe, secure location. Let's take a look at the second female. And this one has actually gone into shed. You can see that she's dull, blue in colour, but again, she's nice and settled, she's not pacing the tub, she's settled straight back down after the pairing. So these are all good signs. This is what I'm looking for. I don't want to see a female that's pacing her tub after she's been paired. Now, let's have a look at some other breeder females that I've paired this time around, and we'll see similar behaviour. Here's a pied female. This is exactly what I want to see after her pairing. She's settled back down into her tub. She's nice and relaxed, she's not trying to get out, she feels safe and secure. This is exactly what she needs to build her follicles and lay those eggs. This is good, this is what we want to see. Let's look at another. This is a fire female that was paired up a few weeks ago. Exactly the same behaviour. Nice and settled, hunkered down in her tub, doing what she's supposed to do, growing those follicles and getting ready to lay her eggs. This is what I don't want to see in a female that's been paired. Again, you can see at an instant that I open the tub, I do not want to see this in a breeder female. This female is not settled. She was paired a few weeks ago and she does not feel safe and secure in her tub. As soon as I open the tub, she wants to come out. Now, what might be the reasons for this? I'm going to close the tub while we talk about this. What could be the reasons that this female is unsettled? Well, the first reason is that we didn't read the pairing properly. We kept the male in for too long, we didn't pull him out, and both the male and the female are stressed. but you've seen the signs that I look for in my pairing, so I don't believe that that was the case in this pairing. Another reason the female might be unsettled is that we've been handling her too much. We've been picking her up, and because the simple act of picking her up means that we've discovered her hidey hole, when we put her back in the tub, she may look nice and relaxed while we're handling her, but when we put her back in the tub, she's no longer relaxed because she's been found out. What she's actually doing there, that behaviour, is displaying her need to go find somewhere else that's actually safer. Again, I don't believe that's the case in my snakes because I don't handle them during the breeding season, but if you are handling your snakes, that could be a sign that you're over handling your snakes and you're unsettling them, so cut back on the handling if you've been handling your snakes. Now, I talked about these females here being paired to a male that's sitting over here. They're separated by some distance, but if you look at this particular tub here in this particular rack, this female is right next door to a male, and this male is one that I paired up with a female a few weeks ago, so this is a breeder male. Her tub is right next door to a breeder male. That could be a factor that unsettles her. So what I'm going to do with this female, you saw her tub was clean and refreshed. That's something else that you can do. Completely clean and refresh the tub so that the female gets rid of the scent of the male. But in this case, that's not working because her tub is right next door to the male. So what I'm going to do is take a female here that's not being bred. You can see she's fast asleep and she's bull wrapping. This is actually a pastel warmer female. I'm going to take this tub with the unsettled female in it, and I'm going to move it up here. So we're going to put her in this new location. This simulates her moving from the burrow that she's in, that she's not happy with, to a new location where she feels safer. So I've actually simulated that by moving her away from this male here that she can smell, and I've moved her somewhere else in the rack. That will probably work in this case. Let's put this female, who is not being bred, so maybe doesn't care quite so much, and we'll put her in that slot in the rack. So that's something that you can do if your female is unsettled, but watch out for that behaviour. We do not want our females to be unsettled during the breeding season. We need our females to do exactly as they would do in the wild, hunker down, grow those follicles and lay those eggs. We don't want to mess with them, we don't want to put males in with them for too long, and we don't want them to be too close to males that they can smell that also unsettles them. Even in the breeding season, a male is an unwelcome visitor to the female. She will receive him for only as long as it takes to get the job done, and then she will kick him out, as you've seen from the previous clips in the video. So there you go, guys. That gives you some idea of what you should be looking for after you've paired your snakes and put them back in the racks. And if you observe your snakes carefully, this will help you to be, number one, keep your females nice and settled so that they grow follicles and more of them will go on to lay eggs. It will also make sure that your males stay on food for longer than they otherwise would if you stress them too much during the breeding season. Let them get in, let them get the job done, and take them out. Don't leave the male in with the female when the female is giving you all the signals that she's done and she wants him gone. Snake mating is not about cuddling and foreplay. Snake mating is about dominance. A male will get in, dominate the female, mate with her, and then she will kick him out. The job is done. There is no socializing and there is no cuddling in snake mating. Okay guys, so that's it from me today. Those are just a few tips for breeders who are pairing perhaps for their first time. This is my first round of pairings this season, and that's some of the things that I like to watch out for in my pairings to make sure that my males stay on food and that my females actually go on to lay eggs. Try it and see if it works for you. Just think about what it is that your female is trying to do and what she needs in order to do that. So take a long hard look at the situation in your racks, move your females around the racks if you need to, make sure that she's clean and refreshed and there's no scent of male, and make sure that you don't handle them too much, because that could be a reason that your females are not settling back down after you've paired them. So okay, let's check this tub a few hours later. This female has been in the new tub. Let's see what she's doing now that she's moved away from that male. Well, well, well. That didn't take long, did it? She settled down, fast asleep, without a care in the world. Awesome. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.